Welcome back, insiders. Today I want to go over one specific ticker, PXLW, because there was a lot of stuff moving today. There was roughly 5 new tickers, and then we had several older tickers like RVSN as well. So it was really tough to find the best scalper, and the volume was really spread out. So it was quite tricky. And right now, NEXI, also a former runner, making some really big moves. We could look at that later as well. So this is PXLW, big green day today, semiconductor, 57 million shares, and I think the float was like 51 million. So that was a pretty high float. This ticker has been selling off quite drastically, but it's over the 180 SMA. I like that kind of blue sky potential. So we popped over some big resistance zones and had a really nice catalyst with Disney Studios. So I was like, okay, this is sounding pretty good. The float was a little higher, around 51 million, like I said. So I was a little bit nervous about that. And I've been trading it quite aggressively. I didn't trade it pre-market. I traded at the open, which I really fumbled here. I'll show you guys these trades, but I want to actually show you guys my live recording of exactly this area where today could have been a pretty solid green day, but I messed up a little bit, and I want to show you guys exactly where I messed up. So let's go to the recording, and here you can see the wedge right now. So I did a few trades on this wedge, and I made some profit, but then I actually gave back, I think somewhere here, and I was red on this ticker. I totally fumbled this area. Ultimately, I was looking for a morning panic right in this area, in that move higher. So this was my first loss, and I did like 6 or maybe even 8,000 shares. So I was like really ready to get aggressive. And then I did another, no, I didn't trade this one. And then I did this pullback as we popped higher again. 5-minute was looking good. And guess what? I ended up stopping out here just to have it rip up on me. So this, oh man, just thinking about how I traded this ticker is very frustrating. I did nail this move right here, and that put me back green. I literally was down like 600-700, and then this put me right back green again. So this was a huge win. But the real big win, well, what could have been a big win. So here I do a little bit of dip trading. I'll go forward a little bit. I'm basically buying off VWAP. 5-minute has really good support here. So that's my thesis. So I'm just accumulating into this one. Notice I'm doing a little bit more share size, between like 4,000, 3,000, back and forth. So I'm just kind of managing this position. I was constantly looking for that pop back over the 9 EMA, but we weren't really getting it. So just managing it here, my 5,000 shares, getting a little bit of a pop, but we're never getting that real move that I was hoping for. So I'm just buying, selling, stopping out, buying, selling. But this is where it gets interesting. So here, let me go back a little bit more. So here we have that dip of VWAP, and you know what we saw before? We saw a double dip as well, where we sell off, bounce, and double dip. And right here, sell off, bounce, a little bit of a, not really a double dip, but we were kind of seeing that similar trend. Here's a sell off, double bottom, double dip, and then bounce up. Here's another similar situation. So I was thinking, okay, the morning panic right here, sell off, bounce, and then just a low volume dip. That's what I was looking for. So here we go, sell off, bounce, double dip, and that's why I went with 6,000 shares. I think there was a good opportunity here, and I don't even think there's a way. Oh yeah, I could speed this up just a little bit here, maybe 1.5, just to have it go a little bit faster. So now it's ripping up here. You can see sellers just getting chipped away, some big orders coming through. And the volume's pretty light so far. We're only at 17 seconds. Volume's pretty light, but the price already moved quite a bit. And all this trading here was, not really net positive for me. But finally, I'm getting the move, and I'm looking for that break over the 9 EMA like I was looking for here. We're already up 450 or 500 on the day. And then boom, now I'm up 700. I was up 700 for a second, and I was looking for that move back over 2.4, and this would have been like a 2-3K winner. This would have been huge. But yeah, base hits are typically the way to go. Base hits are, look at that, up 740. You can't go wrong with base hits. Take your profits. You could always re-enter, especially if you're not nailing anything and the day's a little bit tricky. So I think that's really a good reminder of this trade. Like if you've already nailed some moves and you're really in the flow, sure, maybe look for that home run trade, but this is probably not the market for that. The thing is with PXLW, and usually I do that, look at this, like once it pulls back strong, but once it pops pretty hard. And here the price is now selling off. But I just want to reiterate this. Look over here. Once it pops, the price really rallies quick. Right here, pops. It doesn't even really pull back, goes quick. Here, popped, doesn't even pull back, pops again. So I was thinking pop, doesn't pull back, pops again. So the second this pulls back like it is now, I was like, this is a failed move. I got to cut this one. It was, kind of upsetting to have to cut this one. And I didn't actually even get the exit I wanted. So then eventually I thought we were going to get maybe the last little punch here. So I give back all my profits, unfortunately. So I was up 7 something and now I'm only up 200. Not a big deal. This didn't really bother me so much. But sometimes all you need is 2-3 base hits and you got a solid green day. And I think that's what I could have done a little bit better. This is that area right here. I did go for a few more trades in this area and I actually ended up giving back profits. And then here I had a small dip trade, but I bought too soon, and this one day actually I bought near this trend line as we were lightly breaking it, thinking we would actually rip back higher. So this is a little bit ranging and backside, and I don't know, I just did small size on this one, but gave back there, and I'm down on the day 230. Maybe I'll do a little bit of afternoon trading. I am in Utah right now, so I just feel like I have a lot more time, but I don't want to waste my time looking at a slow market. I would really rather trade at 1-2 hours if it's pre-market or if it's the market open, and then usually by 11 a.m. Right now it's 11:20 a.m. Eastern time. I really want to be done. I don't want to keep over trading it. I want to look at the market. I want to get in and get out. And if it's 2020 where you have GameStop and AMC and you could trade all day, sure, but that's really, really rare. The other ticker I traded, AGFY, this was just a really quick pre-market trade. I was looking for this VWAP breakout and it didn't hold. The volume was actually pretty good and the sell volume was also pretty nice, but it just didn't hold. A lot of resistance the day before, so it could be a little bit of that. And you could see the daily 9 EMA also just tons of resistance. I just can't get over Nexi. Just how crazy is this one? I was literally just watching in this area thinking if I should trade it, but I don't know. I'm not crazy about these multi-days sometimes, like RVSN. Look at this one, up so many days in a row. The last time I traded a ticker like this, where it had multiple green days, although this isn't as expensive, EDTX, check out this one. I'm not even sure if anything's gonna load on this chart, but yeah, EDTX, multiple second green day, I was trading it, it was up 60%, and guess what? This ticker actually ended up, I don't even know if I could pull it up, but anyway, it closed, so it got delisted. My position, I was in here, luckily only 7,000 shares, but I was in here, or $7,000, I was in here for 2 months, and when it was halted for 2 months, and then it opened up 90% lower or 75% lower or something like that, and it was my biggest loser ever. Yeah, actually here it is. I lost $5.4 thousand on it, and I lost 78%. So it halted, finally opened, 78% loss. And yeah, you can see it here on the 5-minute chart. I basically bought a pullback looking for a continuation, and I just got halted downside, and lo and behold, it was a 2-month halt. So I'm a little weary on higher price tickers on multiple green days. At that point something might go really wrong in terms of offerings, or maybe even an SEC investigation like happened with EDTX. So I am a little bit hesitant when it comes to jumping on those. If PXLW can get back above VWAP, I think I would go ahead and trade this one, so I will keep an eye on it. But so far, that was the real important trade I wanted to share with you guys. I think that could have been a home run trade, but again, base hits are typically always the way to go. And then in this area, I could have probably done a little bit better being patient, but it's tricky. This one just ended up selling off so much, and when it did have a green candle, it popped so hard and then it pulled back again. Just always more in both directions than I was expecting, so I wasn't really in the flow. I'm going to be a little bit patient here. Maybe I'll get some more trades on it. I think there are some potential, but right now the volume is really light on this ticker, so I would like to see some volume come in first. Otherwise, I'll be done for today. Not a big deal. I want to start sizing like I did today. I think it was great. I'm pretty happy overall how I did today. Unfortunately, I didn't have the biggest amount of flow, and I think for the fact that I didn't have a lot of flow, I think I did pretty okay today. So I just need to keep the size. I don't need to downsize, and then eventually I'm going to catch one of those and I'll have my first $3,000 day. I've had several $2,000 days, but never a $3,000 day, so that's my next milestone. And the goal and the system to get there is just keep the size and keep sizing harder and harder, especially when you're in the flow. And until you get in the flow, you do want to be a little bit cautious, use a third size or a quarter size and just get the feel for the market before you go all in, because there's nothing worse than taking a stupid trade when you're still a little tired and then, taking like a 5% loss on like a $20,000 share size. Happened to me before, and you want to inch into it a little bit. But once you get some flow and there's a good move and you just think to yourself, oh, this is a really good setup, that's when you need to maintain that high position size. Thanks for tuning in and dropping that like. Stay safe and make some awesome trades.